Child, see the story time. But before I get into my story time, let me make something very clear. I have zero tolerance for disrespect, and you will be blocked. Any negativity or harmful comments, just know the cavalry will come for you. And if it's too hurtful, just know you'll be blocked. This is a space for learning, understanding, and respect. Now let's talk. Yes, I have 4 fathers of my 9 children, and I know some people might be quick to judge. But before you make assumptions, let me share my journey and how I got here. So, when I was 17, I grew up in a household where love wasn't always expressed. I wasn't used to hearing I love you or receiving the affection a child needs. So, when a boy at church gave me attention, I mistook it for love. I was young, searching for something that felt like the care I had been missing. I fell for him very fast. And in just a couple of weeks, my life changed. I found myself pregnant, stepping into womanhood far sooner than I had planned. But what started off as excitement didn't stay that way for long. The relationship turned very unhealthy, very fast. And I felt like I was losing who I was. It wasn't what I imagined love would be. Then he got in trouble with the law. And when he had to step away, I realized it was my chance to break free, y'all. That's when I ran. I decided to move forward as a young single mom. It wasn't easy, but I knew it was what I had to do for both myself and my Anthony. After some time, I met Kale's dad in the projects. I know y'all wondering, like, how you go from the church to the hood? Well, it was simple. I got into it with my mama husband, and y'all had to get up out of there. I moved in with my sister, and she was in the hood. Kale's dad, he came into my life when I really needed support, and he didn't just step up for me. He helped take care of my son, Anthony. Even though Anthony wasn't his, he became my best friend, someone who provided for me and understood me on a deeper level. I never had to explain how I felt. He just knew. He was always thoughtful, always showing up with diapers and big cans of Enfamil, always caring, and always made sure I had what I needed, even in tough times. One night happened, and I found myself pregnant. But tragically, after Kale's first birthday, his life was taken one night. Losing him was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. He was more than just my partner. He was my rock at that time. The person who truly cared for me. The only real love I've ever experienced. After that, I met the father of my younger 3 boys. He was someone already known to my family, and we hit it off after a couple of get-togethers. Eventually, he came to me and asked me, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And life seemed to be going well, and things moved super fast. And I found myself pregnant several times back to back during this relationship. But then his grandmother passed away, and that loss changed him entirely. He turned to drugs and outlet, and his addiction started to put our own children at risk while I was at work. I was threatened with the possibility of losing my kids if I stayed in that relationship. I had to kick him out and move on. I was now a single mom to 5 kids. My children's safety always came first. I promised him I'd be there when he got clean, but sadly, that never happened. In fact, his situation only worsened. And eventually, I realized I could never go back to that. Then I met Larry, my husband. And you all know that story because I had a whole story time for him. He's been my partner through thick and thin, and we've built a life together that I'm incredibly proud of. Now, I want to address something important. The reason why most moms keep their amount of baby daddies to themselves. There's a stigma attached to women who have children with multiple fathers, like it somehow defines our worth or ability to be good mothers. But the truth is, we can't control other people's path. We can't only control how we show up every day for ourselves and our children. And while my partners weren't always constant, and while I may not have always made the best decision, I have been constant. I have been there every single day for my kids, and I'll continue to be. And y'all can say, why you didn't think about protection and birth control? First of all, I don't believe in birth control. Second of all, I was in a relationship. Who wearing condoms in a relationship? Then you say, then why didn't you get married? I didn't believe in marriage then either. But out of all that, God saw fit for me to be the mother. And I take that role seriously, no matter what anyone thinks. So, to all my supporters, I appreciate you more than you know. For those who don't understand or aren't here for it, that's fine too. But I won't tolerate disrespect behind it because God don't like ugly, and I'm trying to be more and more like him, so I don't either. Besides, I'm proud of my journey. I went through hell in childhood and hell in adulthood, and I'm still standing. It hasn't been easy, but it's mine. My children are loved, cared for, happy, and thriving, and I am too, which is so important. And know they can count on me, they mommy. And that's what matters most. At the end of the day, I have 3 baby daddies left here on this earth. One is doing life in prison. One is resting in peace. One is in a different area code. And one is at the barbershop. We're all on our own unique path, and I'm walking mine with my head held high. How are you doing?